Welcome to another Gen Con interview. I'm here, Jason Levine with the Dice Tower, and we're with IELLO right now. We're talking about some of their new products. So here's one that I know everyone's excited about. Sam, I know, is going to be very excited about this one. Heroes of Blackreach. You know, this is kind of in your Heroes of Normandy line, isn't it?
Right, it uses the Hero system. It's a tactical strategy game that would typically use figurines, but instead we use cardboard cutouts for the units, which have all the symbols for what powers and abilities they have printed on the cardboard.
So for those who don't know about the game, this one is obvious. This is the prototype. This isn't the actual game. But tell us about it for those that don't know about this game, so they'll understand more about how it goes.
Sure. Well, it's Heroes of Normandy is a tactical strategy game based on cinematic World War II movies, pretty much. And this is heroic cinematic space marines versus orcs. Set in the 40K universe, like you said. Yes,
which is great. So
you can play scenarios that we already have printed up in that come with the game, or you can have each side can pick an army amount or count that you want, and different squads will have a printed number on them, and the little colored stripes will tell you what units the squad could potentially have, and you get to build your own squads.
Oh, so it's all customizable.
So as long as the color matches in your squad, it'll count for this points. You'll get the extra abilities of it being a squad also.
So you can kind of build out your squad.
Right, so you can customize your army, yes.
Which is kind of cool.
There are also vehicles, and they come in light and heavy varieties. And so the attack power for against infantry, light armor, and heavy armor are printed on the cards. So the terrain, there can be obstacles on it. Each hex that is either obstructing view or blocking it totally will be marked with little symbols on the side.
Oh, so, nice.
And you can set up, it comes with lots of different tiles. Usable in the scenarios and double-sided, and you can set up your own terrain once you get to know the game too.
No, that's great. I mean, for those who like Heroes of Normandy, this is going to fit in perfectly as the next generation.
And if you want to get crazy, it's totally compatible with Heroes and Shadow over Normandy.
So this is like it's sort of a new game, but also an expansion.
It uses the Heroes system, so it's its own beast, but it'll play well with others.
Oh, that's great. I think that's really great. So for those who are looking for it, it should come out later in the year, I'm guessing, or maybe early.
It is soon. I don't know any date specifically.
We won't give a specific date, but I'm guessing Essen time. That's usually when the big releases come out, but maybe before, maybe after, but figure it'll come out soon. I'm gonna look at a few more games at the IELLO booth, and we'll see what else they have here at Gen Con. So I'm still here at the IELLO booth, and now we're looking at another one of their mini games. And I love these little mini games. There's been all sorts of ones. Welcome to the Dungeon, etc. Now we have a new one here, Nessos. So tell me about this one.
Okay, so Nessos is actually pretty fun. It's one of our most recent releases. It's not available yet for sale, but it is available here for Gen Con for sale. But we have very, very limited copies. So in Nessos, you are Greek heroes, and you are trying to capture mythological creatures. So you have all kinds of creatures here. You even have a Medusa in here. IELLO really wanted to capture me in, a mythological creature, and that's me, basically. I kid. But, so the whole point of the game is to become God's chosen one. So, God's chosen one, you have to reach a certain amount of victory points. So depending on how many players are active, like let's say you have all 6 players, it plays 3 to 6 players. If all 6 players are active, you have to reach 30 points. So the first player to reach 30 points without being eliminated wins God's Chosen One title and all the glory that comes with it. So if you have these are victory points. So you have 10 here, 9, 5, and they're cumulative. Then you also have the Charon cards. So this little guy will send you straight to hell if you get 3 of them at any point, no matter the player count.
Well, of course, come on. Yeah. He's the boatkeeper to Hades, of course.
Exactly. His Hades minion. So he will take you straight to hell if you get 3 of those. cards at any point. 9 of these out between all the players will trigger the end game, and then you would just count your victory points, and that would be it. Whoever is closest to the 30 has the highest count would be God's chosen one. So the cool part about this game is that you have 5 cards in your hand, and you always have 5. And let's say I have these. So we'll take a look at these here so you can see it a little bit better. So I already have these possible victory points, and I also have 2 Carones. So in this, I will place a card down and say, and look over at anybody of my choosing and tell them what card it is. Now, the cool thing is that if you have the Carone, you can lie about what number it is. It's numbers 1 through 10, and the deduction part is that you have 4 of every card. So you have 4 10s, you have 4 9s, etc. And these, there are, in a 6-player game, all 15 are out. So if I have this card, I can lie. If I have one of these, I have to be honest. So I'm going to go ahead and do a little sample play here with you.
Oh boy.
Let's see.
Here's where I'm not good at bluffing, as everyone knows.
Okay. So I have a 5.
And then I have what I have to decide.
So now you have 3 choices. It's a little bit easier to explain it this way. You can reveal it and make it part of your possible victory points, or closer to death, being sent to hell, right? You can send it back and reject it. If there are more people playing, let's say you are playing against like more people, you can add one of your own cards. The same rules apply. You can lie, you can't lie, and then you pass it on to someone else, and you have to tell them what it is that you have
and
there.
If I added, I'd have to add a 5 as well?
No, you can add whatever you want. So you can add one of these and lie, or you can add any point value.
So I could say another 5.
Right, and then you pass it on to them, and let's say now they have the choice of either adding one more, depending on the player count, and then passing it to someone else, and they have to just either reveal it or send it back, reject it. So let's say this person rejects it, then you have to reveal automatically. It goes back to you, but you have now 6 victory points. So you can't lie about the number, and I couldn't have either, but in this one you can lie about the number. So let's do another one.
It's a very tricky bluffing game here.
Yes. So now you're 6 points to victory in this example.
And we always fill up to 5.
Fill up to 5.
Okay.
And so this is the first player pawn, and it's your turn to...
Yeah, I'm going to say 10.
A 10. Okay, I'll accept it. Yes. So
I told you I'm not good at bluffing.
So now you go back up to 5, and then it is my turn. And then if other players were active, then it would go counterclockwise or clockwise. So let me go ahead and do another one here. Okay. So the deception component, just to highlight that, is that there are only 4 of each card, and therefore, if there are already 3 or 4 5s out, you know whether or not the person is lying if they say 5. So I'm going to do, this is a 3. So you can...
I'm bad, but I'm going to say it's not.
Accept it or reject it?
No, I don't want it.
Okay. So now...
Okay, I'm good for once.
Yes. So now I'm 2 away from being sent straight to hell. And we go back up
So
to
I'm
5.
going to say this is a 3.
It's a 3. I'll take it.
I'm...
And then we go back up to 5. So the other cool thing,
I see if you do a set 1, 2, 3, it's 10.
So if you get 1, 2, 3, like that entire reveal area here, you have all 3 cards, then you get a bonus of 10 points. So it actually ends up being 16 points total because you add the victory points there plus the 10.
I really like this. I mean, it's nice. It's a nice, simple bluffing game.
Yes.
And it's tricky.
Yeah, what makes it really cool is that, you have to really face people and try to figure out if they have their poker face on or not. Do you want to do one more?
Yeah.
Okay, go for it.
Card.
Oh, it's my turn? Yes. Okay. It's a 5.
No.
Thank you. So now these are my victory points. So I'm at 18 and you're at 6.
It's a 1.
It's a 1. Reject it.
Yay!
So that, in essence, is Nessos.
No, this is great, and I have to say, I really like the artwork. It looks almost like when you have like those Greek bowls, you know, those old Greek ancient bowls. The artwork is really nice on this too. It really fits the theme well.
Yep, and we have the amphora cards marked over here, and they're all Greek mythology creatures.
Those are the bowls I was talking about.
Yes.
Yes, this is great. So this is Nessos.
Yes.
We're going to go on to a third game from Yellow and see what else they have.
Yes.
So let's move on and see what else Yellow has for us. So now we're at the game from Yellow that I'm most excited about. I know Derek's sitting there behind the camera, and he's just as excited as I am. This is 8-Bit Box, and I see something that looks like Pac-Man here. Just tell me more about this. I'm so excited about this.
So the idea, you buy the console. We have a console here. The console, of course, comes with controllers and everything in the console that you need to get your games to work, right?
Yeah.
Now, when you buy your console for 8-Bit Box, we have 3 games, all unique, all drastically different. They all come in your box. Now, so we have 3 entire complete game experiences for the box. They're all going to use these same components, your controllers, of course, of which 6 come in the box. And they're all going to use the different components in different ways, as you'd expect. Now, the idea is, in the future, we just come out with games.
Yeah.
You already own the console.
And you just get more of these.
And you just come out with more games.
Oh, that's really cool.
It really brings the price down for everybody, so you get more games for much cheaper. So 8-Bit Box in the future will be able to play our whole library of games as opposed to having a whole separate set for each game.
Yeah, that's cool. So I see Pixoid here. Looks like the one that's out on the table right now. And this one, I'm guessing, is sort of like a Pac-Man kind of game?
This is very similar. It is a 1 versus all. We're going to take turns. One of us will be Pixoid, one of us will be the good guy, and the rest of us are the ghosts. Now, Pixoid's programming his movement and his speed using the directional input on the left and the numbers at the top. Now, you can see these are very generic. I don't know how well you can see these symbols here, but just like, you know, X, Y, B, all the different buttons you'll be normally playing with, and the D-pad as well as the generic number setup, this is going to be used drastically different from every game. So every game's going to utilize these same components, these same symbols, and these same directions for different reasons.
All I have to say is I'm sitting here spinning this around, and it feels like you're holding a remote.
It feels
really
very good.
Feels like a remote.
Yeah,
in
this little part here is inset, so your thumb fits in very nicely. It's a nice, satisfying spin. Yeah, careful it doesn't mess you up though, man, because sometimes you'll just keep spinning.
It is. It's really addicting. I'm sitting here, my thumb is just going around.
Yeah, the components feel very solid. Each controller is different, which I really appreciated.
Yeah.
This is the official controller. This is the yellow controller. There's no other one. All the other ones are off, aftermarket knockoffs. That is the official yellow controller.
I know. This is I need to play with this one.
Yeah, this is the one.
I need to play with this one.
Yeah, the guy who owns the console does this, and his little brother uses the other ones. This is the good one right here.
Yes. Brought to you by Yellow. I love this. I really love this. So this one's like a Pac-Man game. What are the other 2 games like?
So this one's very similar to Pac-Man, like you said. Now this is a racing game. This is called Outspeed. You're going to see elements of a lot of racing games you played growing up. Yep. This is a free-for-all game where this is a 1 versus all. So we're all racing for ourselves, and the thing I like about this is each round everyone's choosing a path. You're going to go straight, left, or right. And the effects of that path vary drastically based on what everyone else is doing.
Oh.
So for example, one move, I can go straight, spend, let's say, 2 fuel and go 3 distance or whatever. But the other path goes more distance for each player that does the second path. So each path will have an effect based on how other people play, and you'll kind of see some examples here.
I needed to pull the game out.
Yeah.
I want to see more. I love this.
So the tracks here, whoop, there you go.
So I would say Mario Kart, but Mario Kart wasn't in the 8-bit days, so I'm going to say pole position.
It was not the 8-bit, but we did take inspiration. These are bonuses. You can just hear the roulette sound in your head from the racing. Yeah,
cha-ching.
Absolutely. So we got the ships here. These will all be racing. That now on the track it's going to say you're going left, right. In this, it doesn't matter. All you need to do is go forward. Now, if you remember the old racing games, how the screen would pan,
Yes.
right? The problem is, if we need to pan this screen, if red needs to pan the screen and purple's lagging behind, purple, he's out of the race.
Oh,
so
he doesn't even make
There's
it.
only 2 screens active at a time. So if we need to pan, sorry, purple, you're too slow, bud. This one goes out here.
Wow.
Red would win the race at this point. But this goes up to 6, though, so that won't happen very often. But
that is like it's a true side-scrolling
it is
racing
an
game.
ever-present danger too. I've played a couple times. It is not far from your mind being panned on.
Yes.
Now the different directions will be operated like this. So we have different fuel costs and different distances. This one is actually a perfect example. D, or the red direction,
D.
you get to choose your fuel count, how much fuel you want to spend. Everyone's going to have a collective amount of fuel for their ship. You get to choose the amount, and whatever you choose is how far you go. That's a pretty sweet deal, right? Like you would love to just spend a bunch of fuel and shoot forward. The problem is, the green direction, I spend 3 fuel. The distance I go is 3 multiplied the amount of players that went straight, multiplied by the amount of players that went red. So if my 5 opponents have a lot of fuel and they're very greedy, they're all going to go here, they're all going to go fast. But I'm going to go here, I'm going to spend 3 fuel, and I'm going to blaze right past them.
Yep. Oh, this is great.
So every decision you make, you're looking around. He's got a lot of fuel to burn. You might go that direction, so I should go the other way. And so you're constantly making these choices based on what everyone else's position is going to be in.
Yes.
You have bonuses that pull players back, gain you fuel, so you're constantly sabotaging one another to get an edge in the race.
Oh, this is going to be great. And I see a third one, which I have to say, I'm going to use my 8-bit example.
You
track
can
and
say
field.
whatever you want.
Track and field, right?
Absolutely.
The old track and field game. But is there a big? You need a new controller with the rolling ball. Remember that? You had to roll the ball.
Yeah. We took out the dexterity versions of the games, but it's still very difficult. I will say
Let's look at this stadium.
I will say this is my personal favorite. This is as the individual. I'm not speaking for the company, but this one is my favorite. I'm just going to say it. I don't care. I love this game.
I used to love track and field. You know how many blisters I used to get rolling that track ball back in the day?
Oh, it's no
You'd be
joke.
like, boom, 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 boom.
It's no joke. You can save your hands on this game. Good thing. So we actually get to build a track.
My yellow controller is much better and easier in my hands.
Yeah, you won't wear it out. Those things are going to be used the whole time. Put these back. So for this game, it is strictly a team game. You can only play this one with 4 or 6 players, which is creating a whole different experience, right? So far we have a 1 versus all, a free-for-all, and a team experience. So in this example, you and I would be on a team, and this player would be on a team. So we're sitting kind of catty-corner from each other.
Yes.
We have individual athletes. They will have their own energy that we're going to track throughout each event. These athletes don't just do one thing, they do all the events. But you have to last through them. You'll see we have a lot of different ones. They all represent different corners of the world.
Yes. And they already have teams. So these guys are all on the same team.
So these guys will be if you're red team, you'll pick from among these guys. Your blue team, you'll pick from among the other ones.
Oh, and there's all these events. Look at this. Oh, look at this.
Each of these tracks, so what we're going to do is kind of run across this track. We'll build a track with a randomized set of events, so you never know which event you're going to play or in what order. And we're tracking our medals on these individual score sheets. So an event will say something like, here, we got some funny ones in here. I'll set that one aside because that one's funny. This one's a little complicated. Let's find a good one for us. Where's the one I did? I like the pole vaulting one.
Archery. Archery was cool. And equestrian. I feel like I'm at the Olympics again.
So we got all of them here. So this one is very simple. This is a pole vaulting event. I don't know how well you guys see this. But this one, the cube starts on top here. So we are saying, hey, we're trying to jump the highest pole vault. But that requires 9 of our energy. And we only start with 25, and we got to run 10 events. So at this point, each member of our team, and you can see this little icon here, this says we cannot communicate. So you and I can't, plan out, you only spend this much, I'll only spend this much. We are all individually, as athletes, going to spend 9 energy to jump this. You may also choose not to, and that's what it's showing here. So you can jump, or you can not jump and conserve your energy for a lower.
I'm not jumping.
Right, so we would all bid, all 4 players, or 6, we would reveal, hey, me and you both decided not to jump, and neither did they. We can all say, hey, we want to cut this one. And then it goes down. Who wants to jump this height for 7 energy? Now, at this point, if only one of us jumps, you still get the gold medal.
I'm going for the gold.
He's going, I'm going to take a seat, and I think me and him are on the same page. We all reveal. He went for the gold. These 2 players passed as well. Now, you spent 7 energy. That's a lot, but we got our team a gold medal.
Gold medal. This is great.
So we would score, and we would go until all the medals have been awarded. But as a team, you're going to go into the next event tired. We have to plan this out.
So has there been expansions planned yet, or are they still in the works?
I believe they have them in development still. I haven't had any sneak previews. I'm not speaking from, I'm not being coy with you. I haven't seen them.
No, trust me, we understand.
But I know that's the plan, so I'm just as eager as everyone else.
I know.
To
I
check
can't
them
wait
out.
to get these little boxes. Be like, now I've got a space game, and now I've got whatever else you could think of that you used to play. Like I've got my Defenders, I've got my Asteroids, I've got my Space Invaders.
Absolutely.
No, this is great. This is such a great concept. And for those of you who loved video games growing up like I did, I think this is perfect.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much for showing us this.
Anytime, man, anytime.
8-Bit Box, and we've enjoyed being here with Yellow, looking at all their different games. So once again, this is Jason Levine for the Dice Tower, giving you Gen Con previews.